What's going on, everybody? It's your boy. It's your boy Trey Sense, man, and you know how we do it here on the channel. You know how we do it here on the channel, man. A little bit of a review, a little bit of a discussion. I'm just enjoying life, man, and laughing at myself. You know, sports, cars, music, cologne, those are some of my, favorite things. And I'm sitting here, I just got through listening to some Rick James. So it's just got me cracking up because, one of my favorite Rick James songs is that Cold Blooded. To me, that's just, I love that song. Because I can see Rick James going, who are you? Then what he asked, who do you belong to? I mean, how you ask a woman that, like, who do you belong to? Like, so I just got a little bit tickled because I just took my AirPods out. But anyway, I digress. Listen, before I get into this, though, I got a favor for you. I got a favor to ask from you. Like, share, and sub, but I also have another favor to ask from you. A fellow fragrance connoisseur, and I'll call him a friend, I won't put his name out there, but was involved in a pretty serious accident. Broke up a little bit, got some broken bones, back issues. I think he said broke his wrist, broke his back. So if you are a praying person, would you please send up a few prayers for just a friend of mine, just a silent prayer request. If you're not a praying person, I understand. But if you are a praying person and you come across this video, just send up a few prayers for the boy. Now that we got the shenanigans of me tripping off Rick James over here, I went to my alter ego and went to Rick James. Let's get into this video. What I got for you today is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It turns out to be 11 fragrances. I should have grabbed one more. It turns out to be 11 different fragrances. And what we got here is just some fragrances that I think are really, really good for the springtime. It's an odd number because two groups of these fragrances are very, very similar, but I think they're wonderful for the springtime. And as a matter of fact, let's get into it. I've wasted enough of your time with my shenanigans. Let's get the first ones out of the way. From the house of Lacoste, we have L1212 Blanche, or Lacoste White, and then we have Lacoste Eau Fraiche. Both of these are really, really good fragrances. They're both really, really good. I enjoy them both. If you have these in your collection, man, what a time to pull them out. Springtime is here. The temperatures are fixing to start soaring into the 70s and the 80s and, mid 80s. At least in the southeast anyway. I don't know what y'all got going on up on the East Coast or what y'all got going out west, but in Alabama and Mississippi and Georgia and Tennessee and places like that, the temperatures, I think, are going to be in the 80s this weekend. Perfect. In the opening, they're different. The longer they stay on your skin, the more they dry down, the more similar they get. So I don't necessarily think that you need both of these. I can't remember why I have both of them. I've had this one much, much longer. And as a matter of fact, I wore this one on some of the coldest days in the winter. And believe it or not, it did really, really well. But what you have with this one is a bright citrus fragrance. Not a neroli. It's the type of citrus that you smell it and you're automatically drawn to it and you like it, but then you think to yourself, well, that's not going to be on very long. And then 5, 6, 7 hours later, you still smell it. And you're just like, okay. It's a very clean citrus. It's a very dressed up citrus. It's one of those fragrances that you could wear this to a wedding, just anything. You could go casual with it. You could dress it up and go fancy with it. Either way, it's just a great smelling fragrance, and it's not overly expensive, and it is a beautiful bottle at that. This one, to me, in the beginning, this one is a little bit more white, but at the same time, it's a little bit more of a fruity nuance. It's a little bit harder to pick up on what fruit it is than with the fresh, where you pick up on the citrus. This one, you pick up on a little bit. I don't want to call it a white floral because it's not that white, but it's more of a clean, slightly fruity fragrance. But yeah, I think it's both. I think it's worth purchasing both of them. So I retract this statement that I just said when I said that I'm not sure if you need them both. Get them both. I don't even remember when I got this one. That is sad, but I have that many fragrances. And of course, it is a full bottle. I'm trying to figure out if I picked this up from somebody. I don't think so, because the bottle is baffling. It's baffling. But nonetheless, either one of these would be great to wear in the springtime. I do think they kind of serve the same purpose, though. I do think they kind of serve the same purpose. Spring wedding, spring event, out in the sun, 75, 85 degrees. Perfect. You're gonna smell good. You're gonna get compliments. This one is just a tad bit fruitier, where this one comes in just a little bit fresher and more citrus. But they're both really, really good. And they both remind me of two more expensive fragrances. Those are from the house of Lacoste. And again, that's L1212 Eau Fresh and L1212 Blanche. And they remind me of these two fragrances from the house of Chanel. You have Chanel Allure Home Sport and Chanel Allure Home Sport U Extreme. Those two fragrances remind me eerily similar of these two fragrances. Now, hold on, because I know somebody right now getting up, throwing their Roku remote, fixing to, storm out of the room. Listen. Similar. I didn't say that they were carbon copies. I didn't say that they were exact. I said similar, which means it'll give you the same exact vibe. They'll give you the same vibe. Not the same exact fragrance, but they'll give you the same vibe. You know what I'm saying? It'll close. And these smell really, really good. Man. The things I do for y'all. Spraying this Chanel on. And I happen to love, I hope I didn't get these caps mixed up. Well, they're the same. It don't really matter. They're both Chanel caps. Oh. And these two fragrances are a lot alike too. There are subtle differences. But they are a lot alike. Wow. They are a lot alike. Again, you may not need both of them. But then you're probably wondering, well, Trey, why do you have both of them? Because I have a problem. That's why I have both of them. One of them was probably a gift and one of them was probably a purchase. No, I think I purchased both of these. This one reminds me of this one. These two remind me of each other. I mean, and again, it's not. Yes, this one. Yeah, this one is right here. It's not a carbon copy. I'm gonna tell you, for the money, this is just as good as this. This is just as good as this. And again, I don't want you to think that they're a carbon copy or that they're 1000% the same. They're not. They're not. But it's going to put you in the same ballpark. It's just like an orange soda. I mean, how different is Sunkist from Orange Pop? Or You see what I'm saying? Like if it's orange, it's orange, or lemonade. Whether it's Country Time lemonade or so-and-so's lemonade, some are a little bit sweeter, but you're gonna get lemonade. You know what I mean? Same thing here. Same thing here. You know, some may like this one better, some may like this one better. This one, the dry down is a little bit smoother. It's holding its own. I mean, I can't say anything bad about this fragrance. Now that this one is drying down a little bit, I mean, they're both just great fragrances, and they both would be great to wear in the springtime. As well as this one. This one, to me, is a little bit warmer, if that makes any sense, than this one. You get that bright, that citrus in this one, and it is really, really nice. With this one, you get a little bit less citrus and more just of a warm, clean scent. That's what this one kind of takes a tailspin off from those two, because it's more fruity than any of them. But the Chanel Allure Home Sport, Eau Extreme, and the Eau Fresh are very, very similar. But the longer the Eau Extreme stays on my skin, the further it goes away, much like the L1212 Blanche. Now, the two that remain very, very similar are the Eau Fresh and the Allure Home Sport. Again, not identical, but similar. All right, moving along. That's 4 out of the way. This next one is one that I think, man, is really, really good for the spring and upcoming summer. And all these can be worn right on into the summer, right on into the fall. So from the house of Tom Ford, it is Costa Azzurra Parfum. Yeah, buddy. And I like this fragrance, man. I got such a good deal on this. This fragrance, man, it makes you just want to take a deep breath. Sniff it. Warm, tropical, easy. Yeah, it's something about it that makes it, to me, just feel and smell very, very tropical. I like it. It's not really a coconut vibe. It's not boozy, but it almost reminds you, or wants to remind you, of a drink. But it's not boozy. But it just reminds you of a chill vibe, is what it reminds me of. You know, it's got a little bit of a fruity nuance, but not like a strawberry or anything like that. Again, think more of a mixed drink type of scent. But it doesn't smell boozy, and it doesn't smell like a mojito or anything like that. It's just got a vibe, man. That's good. That's good, man. That's really, really good. I don't really have anything in my collection that smells like this, or nothing reminds me of this. It just makes me think of being in the sun on vacation, and the sun shining, and it just being pretty, and I'm enjoying that. That's what it reminds me of. This one I don't mention a whole lot. I do not mention this one a lot, and it is from the house of, I hope I'm saying this right. I don't know how you pronounce these guys, how they pronounce it. Labo? And it is Santal 33. And the reason that I think this one, now this is not for everybody, and it's not going to be for everybody, but this is a woody, green, fresh, earthy, yeah. I think I've worn this one time, and I remember wearing it, and I remember getting a compliment. I was at the time clock, and I was sure that I'm not gonna get a compliment from this one, and I did. One of my coworkers was like, "Ooh, Trey, that smells good." Santal 33. Labo is a niche house, and I think they are the perfect definition of a niche house, or an independent. Not really sure which category will fall under, but their fragrances are not for, excuse me, not for everybody. It's just different. But this one is again a little bit green, a little bit earthy, a little bit woody, a little bit spicy, and I think that is perfect for the spring into the summer. Definitely green. The green and woodiness, I think, really makes this one a player for the spring and summertime. And it is Labo Santal 33. This next one from the house of Valentino, and it is Valentino Yellow Dreams. This is a good one as well. Now this one. This one, what did I spread? Well, I didn't spray so much on. This one is a little bit fruity with the pineapple, which I guess is where the yellow comes in. And it's got a little bit of resinness to it. It's a little bit smoky, but I think this would go great whether you had to wear it in the daytime. I think the pineapple would be great in the daytime. And then I think that smokiness that comes out of the bottom of it would go great in the evening time, because springtime, it could be 85 during the day and 45 at night, and I think this one would blend right in either temperature, whether it was in the daytime where it was hot or in the evening where it was cool. I think this one would be great. Valentino to me is an underrated house, and it took me a minute with this one. It took a minute for it to grow on me. I got it from Macari, wore it once, and I was just like, wore it again, I was like, I don't know. And now I'm like, yeah, I like it. It took me a minute. It's got a little bit of a warm gingerbread cookie type of vibe to it. But when you mix that in with a little bit of that pineapple, and it's not a super sweet Aventus type of pineapple, but it is a really good pineapple. But I like it. Valentino Uomo Yellow Dreams. This next one, as my boy Manny would say, and another one. This next one, I saw at the rack stores and it was really, really cheap. I think I did a trade with JP and got this one, and it is Armani Code Colonia. Armani Code Colonia. And this is just a fresh, slightly blue, easy to wear. Don't have to think about it type of scent. It's a blue fragrance with more of a fresh, ooh, that smells nice. Man, some of the thing about having a lot of fragrances, sometimes you forget about fragrances, or you have so many that you try to get to them all. When you come back to a fragrance, you're reminded of how good one smells. And that's what I am with this one. I'm just like, wow, as that hit the air, a little bit bluer than I remember, but the blue and the fresh combined, wow, that's nice. That's nice. How would I dress this one? Ooh. This one, since it's such a blue fragrance, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of Versace blue jeans. So that's what I would put on with it. I would put on a nice pair of blue jeans and a polo shirt. Now you can dress this any type of way, and again, I think this one will be great for the spring and the summer. It's got a little bit of freshness to it, but it definitely has that blue in it that just, I think, makes it nice. But think blue, fresh and clean, not necessarily shower gel, just clean. From the house of Armani, from Giorgio Armani, it is Armani Code Colonia. That's a good one. That one. I got three more. This next one gets no love. This house is overlooked, but the Wanted line may be the most popular from this house. And this is from the Wanted line. It is Azzaro's Wanted Tonic. And I have Wanted Tonic, I have Wanted by Night, I have Most Wanted, and Wanted Parfum. And I think I want to add the Most Wanted Parfum. And didn't they just release another one? Now this one, to me, this is just a fresh version of Wanted. I don't understand why people don't like this fragrance. Performance on it wasn't the best, but I could have went nose blind to it. But it's think Wanted with a little bit more of a blue note, or a little bit more of a fresh note. But I like this fragrance. I think it is absolutely fine, especially for the price that I paid for, which was about $25. I like it. I think they did a good job with this fragrance because they kept kept the wanted DNA, but they just added a twist of freshness, which I think makes it perfect for the spring and summer. Now I'm going to tell you, and I say this every time I talk about the wanted fragrances, don't sleep on wanted and don't sleep on most wanted. I know they've been out a while, but listen, those bad boys work. They still work. They still get compliments. If you don't believe me, just watch. Listen to me now. Believe me later on. Spray those bad boys on and watch. And tell me you don't get compliments. Just try it. Wear it to a function that's wanted and most wanted, and then come back and tell me how many compliments you got. People like those fragrances, and this smells good too. So if you have this in your collection, or if you have an opportunity to pick this up at a really, really good price, I suggest that you do so. I think you will like it. I think it goes great for the spring and the summer. Now this next one, I absolutely love. Love this fragrance. So proud to have it in my collection. It is long since been discontinued, and the problem with this type of discontinued fragrance is when it was discontinued, it wasn't popular. So now it's kind of hard to get your hands on, but I have it in my collection. I'm going to wear it this spring, and it's from the house of Paco Rabanne, and it is 1 million 1 million cologne. And I like it, man. I like it. A little bit of a watery rose. Ooh, I need it. If I'm gonna spray this, I need to spray it on skin right there. I think that's a good enough spot. I don't want to just spray it in the air. It costs too much. You pick up on that bubble gum, that playfulness that's in the original 1 million. No spice, just the playfulness, the sweetness, the bubble gum that's in the original 1 million, mixed with a hint of rose, maybe. A hint of rose, maybe, but freshness is what you get. Freshness, it just feels and smells like freshness. That's what it just reminds. It reminds me of a spring morning. You got that youthfulness, that playfulness with that slightly sweetness that comes from that bubble gum. That's good, man. I am so proud to have this in my collection from the house of Paco Rabanne. It is 1 million cologne, and I think you can still grab some bottles of this. Funny story. This was the first 1 million purchase that I had. I bought this at a rag store, and I was just like, man, is that 1 million? I didn't know, because I was new. So I was just like, okay. And I got it for like $60. I brought it home, loved it, but I was just like, that's not 1 million. So I took it back. And then years later, I was just like, man, I wish I had that 1 million cologne again. And it just so happens I was in Texas with JP and Manuel, and we were on Harry Hines, and we went to a cologne store that happened to have a few bottles of this. I bought a bottle, JP bought a bottle, and I bought a bottle from a friend, because I think this fragrance could be unisex. I really do. I think if they had marketed this fragrance as a unisex fragrance, it would have went over better. But nonetheless, fresh, bubblegummy, but not in a juvenile way. You do pick up on the bubblegum DNA, but not in a bad way. But from the house of Paco Rabanne, 1 million cologne, and I think this will transition from the night to the day or vice versa. It just smells nice. I would definitely wear that to a springtime wedding as well, because I don't think anybody there is gonna have that on, or maybe even have smelled that. So, because it wasn't popular ever. So when it got discontinued, it was what it was. Have I used that much of this already? No, okay. Well, from the house of Coach, it is Coach Green, and this one is known for its kiwi note. And I just think it's great for the spring, man. It's, oh yeah. Yeah. You're hit with that fresh kiwi, that blast, that green, that freshness, man. And it is nice. Oh, it's still lingering in the air. That's nice, man. That's nice. It's a watery, fruity type of vibe. It just makes you want to drink it. But that's good. That's really, really good. I get compliments every time I wear this, but think fresh kiwi. Just think fresh green kiwi. I love it. They did a great job with this fragrance from the House of Coach. I think Coach is a very underrated line. As I look at my Coach Blue and my Coach Platinum and my original Coach, I think all four of those are pretty good fragrances, especially the original Coach. People sleep on that one, because as soon as Platinum came out, we forgot all about the original Coach. Hey, I like Coach Platinum. I think it's nice, but the original Coach is no joke. And this Coach Green, it's really, really nice, guys. It's nice. It's one that you should get your hands on if you have an opportunity. I don't think it's overly expensive, but I think it's one that you will like. I also think it could easily be a unisex fragrance because of the sweetness and the freshness in it. I could see a lady wearing it as well as a man. But from the House of Coach, it is Coach Green. All right, guys, that's all, man. That's all I got. That's all of it, man. Let me know in the comments what you plan on rocking this spring. I've got to get all of these on this spring. I'm thinking, man, I need to wear one of these to work tomorrow, but then it will be in my, but anyway. Let me know what you're rocking, what you think you should rock this upcoming spring and summer. So with that being said, again, please continue to keep my friend in your prayers. Thank you all so much for being the best part of this channel and for constantly returning to the scene of the crime. All of these, decants can be available of all of these. Now keep in mind, if it's a more expensive fragrance, it's going to be a more expensive decant. So, but I will decant any of these if you're interested. Just let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Or, I don't know why I said leave it in the comments below. My email will be in the description box, and you can email me and tell me what you want. One thing about me is if you hit me early in the morning and I see the email and you pay me through Cash App, I ship the same day. I get coins. I ship. That's the way it is. But with that being said, listen, I love you all. May God bless you all. Thank you for returning to the scene of the crime and for sticking around for my videos. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. So I love you all. May God bless you all. Until next time, guys. Peace.